G'day, my name's Callan Smith and I'm building an LS1 GU Patrol.
Hear what I say, we are the business today. Fuck shit is finished today. RT&J, we the new PB&J. We dropped the classic today. We did a tablet of asses today. The joints of the matches and actions away.
My love for the GU started in my gap year after school when I was working for a stonemason. He had a GU pretty much the same as what I've got here, and it was the first big lifted full drive with a solid axle front that I'd ever been in. I thought this is pretty wicked. At the time they were well and truly out of my price range, but I got into my full driving after that with an NH0, which was good for a couple of months, and then I found out that the bell housing was attached to the engine with cable ties. There was no bell housing cover, so there was a big dead bird in the bell housing, the engine blew up, so that was a bit of a letdown. I went from there, bought a 4Runner, that ended up being unroadworthy, got defected, I'd get rid of that. And then I went on to buy a 60 Series Land Cruiser, and that was one of my favourite full drives. It had a massive out of control left, 35-inch tyres, and was just an absolute menace up the road. But as I was going through, I was doing harder and harder tracks, and things were breaking, like the exhaust would snap off driving down the highway, snapped both the rear shocks completely in half, and couldn't afford to get new ones, so I drove around with them like that, snapped the sway bar mount, so I was really like driving the Titanic around. So after that I thought I'd get rid of that, and I forked out a bit of money, and by this stage the GU Patrols were coming down in price, so I could actually afford one. So what I did was, got the money, went around, had a look around Tassie, thought about going to the mainland to get a few good deals, but ended up buying this off a bloke in Hobart, and it was real good for about 4 months until the trusty old Grenade ZD30 decided to snap a timing chain, and so the engine just self-destructed basically. So I was faced with the option of completely rebuilding the engine, which I was getting quotes for over 10 grand to do that, and I thought that's ridiculous. Put a second-hand ZD30 in, which I was tempted to. That was probably the cheapest option, but I thought, I'm putting in an engine that's slow, ridiculously unreliable, even with all the mods you can do to them. And then I thought I could do a half rebuild, and then I sort of got onto the idea of putting an LS motor into it. And I looked at the prices of parts, and I looked at the prices for getting it done by a professional. Getting it done was out of my price range, no way I could ever afford to do that. But getting the parts ordered from Mark's full drive adapters and doing it myself with a group of mates was just in my price range. So I thought, bugger it, I'll bite the bullet. And I ordered all the parts, got them here, a few mates helped me put it in. It's still not quite ready, we've still got to wire it up and do the fuel system, but it's coming along swimmingly. So I reckon in the next month or so it should be all sweet to go, and we'll do a video all about it, but I'll do a few shots and show you what we're up with. So the Patrol, things I've done to it, I've chucked the roof cage on, put some rear drawers in. But other than that, since I bought it, I haven't done very much at all. Put the awnings on, little things like that make camping and touring a bit easier. So it's got a 2-inch Ironman lift with a 1-inch body lift. It's running Max Trex 35-inch tyres, which are, as far as I'm concerned, they're awesome. They're quiet on the road, they're great off-road, and I haven't had any issues with them at all. I've just got rid of the factory alloy bar, which I hate. I reckon they're the ugliest thing ever, and I've bought a second-hand factory steel winch bar from Tas Auto Recyclers, I think they're called, up in Launceston. It was in pretty rough condition, but I've sanded it back and painted it white, so I'm going to go with the sort of black and white theme throughout the car. It's got a 3-inch exhaust, which we're going to chop up and modify for the LS1. Got a set of Genie high-performance headers that will go on the LS1, which will get it flying a bit better and get a bit of a growl going with it. The LS1 we've got out of a VX Club Sport. Not that it makes any differences. The LS1s are all pretty much the same. We've got the whole Marks kit all the way through. So the whole idea behind the LS1 swap, instead of going LS2 and LS3, was to keep prices down and keep it affordable. So the LS1 is the cheapest option for an LS swap. I think they come in around, you can get a good one under 2 grand. This one was, I think it was 2 grand, including all the bolt-ons and the loom and everything. The Marks kit, all the stuff I needed, including the engine, came to 8 grand, which, that sounds quite expensive, but if you were to rebuild an engine, you'd be looking at the same amount of money. So yeah, it's in terms of engine swaps or engine rebuilds or whatever, this LS1 conversion is actually quite a budget build. Pretty basic, pretty simple stuff. Not doing too much to the engine, not putting a cam in it, nothing like that, because I'm running a manual, the manual 5-speed out of control. Yeah, it should go together quite well, I think. I hope you enjoy it.